3, 2, 1, go. Wednesday night college basketball. We're going to take a look at the biggest rivalry in the game, in the sport itself. That is Duke versus North Carolina. This is Across the Board with Jeff Grant here at SBRforum.com. This game's taking place at Cameron Indoor Stadium in Durham, North Carolina. Blue Devils opened up as 10.5-point home favorites. That number has stayed basically the same in the market, while there are some 11s showing up on the betting board, while the total has made a move from an opening number of 152 to settle in at 153. When you look at the North Carolina Tar Heels, they had their 3-game win streak snapped over the weekend, suffered an 87-61 blowout loss to the Miami Hurricanes as 7.5-point road underdogs. Of course, that one came in front of the likes of LeBron James and Dwayne Wade on the sideline, and also the fact that the over is 5-1 in the team's last 6 games. They are still one of the highest scoring teams in the ACC, despite losing 4 starters from last year's team that made a deep run into the NCAA tournament. The real story in that game, they only scored 18 points in the paint. That is their lowest figure in that particular category in the last 2 seasons in conference play. They've really relied on shots from beyond the arc. They are averaging 19.4 3-point attempts per game this season. If the season ended today, that would be the highest mark under Roy Williams during his tenure in Chapel Hill. The Blue Devils are holding opponents to 30.3% shooting from beyond the arc this season, and they have limited foes to 27.4% from that particular area in their last 5 games overall. Williams, during his tenure, 145-14 when his team manages to shoot 38% or higher from the 3-point area over the course of a game. 10-1 this season. They are only shooting 33.1% from beyond the arc on the road. The real key for this team, I believe, in my opinion, if you're looking to back this team, is the first 4 minutes of the game. They haven't led going into the first media timeout in all 8 of their road games this year. They've been outscored by a combined margin of 81-44 in those 8 contests. They are only 1-4 straight up and against the spread as an underdog this year, with the under going 3-2 in that situation. But they are 8-1 off a road loss against the spread, and 5-0 straight up in an ATS off a road loss of 10 or more points. So when this team faces adversity, especially during under Williams' watch, they have known to bounce back in this situation after a humiliating loss. The Duke Blue Devils have won 5 games in a row, clearly looking ahead to this one, as many teams would. 62-61 come from behind victory over the Boston College Eagles as 11-point road favorites over the weekend. They are 12-0 at home. 5th time in the last 6 seasons they've opened up the season with 12 straight home victories. The home team, though, hasn't fared very well in this series since 2006-07, 5-9 in that situation. And the starters for Duke, once again, is the story. Something to handicap is the fact that they combined to average 68 points per game, which accounts for 86.9% of this team scoring. So if anybody gets in foul trouble in this one, with the heated rivalry, tensions are high at the beginning, people are playing at a high level, maybe a little too aggressive at the beginning, Duke could find themselves in a little bit of foul trouble. From a betting trend perspective, there's not a lot to like when you look at the Blue Devils. 1-7 ATS as home favorites of 9.5 to 12 points in their last 8 tries in that situation. And the betting trend that I circled, due to the fact that these are 2 of the higher scoring teams in the ACC, 1-9 ATS in their last 10 home games, with a total of 150 to 154.5. That tells me when they face a higher tempo team, they don't cover the spread at home. That's why I'm going to officially pick the North Carolina Tar Heels plus 11 versus the Duke Blue Devils. The Tar Heels were 11-point underdogs against the Indiana Hoosiers earlier this year. They were blown out in that game, but you can't tell me that this younger team hasn't improved just a little bit. They have shown signs of improvement during the conference play, especially as of late. And I'm going to push aside that loss against the Miami Hurricanes, as that team put the absolute hurt on the Duke Blue Devils on the same floor in South Florida. This has been another edition of Across the Board with Jeff Grant here at SBRforum.com. You can follow me on Twitter at Jeff Grant Sports for any further information on this game or any other on the college basketball board. Cut.